Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be learning the fourth technique in Card Shark, which is called the Full Harvest. Once you're out of the Romany Travellers Camp, you actually can go to 3 different missions next. I've chosen to go to the Parliament Cafe, which is where the Full Harvest is used. We're going to learn, basically, as it explains at the top here, we're going to stack the cards as we gather them at the end of the round. And we're going to see how we do that for ourselves. So what do we have here? We have a table, loads of cards on the bottom, and we want to give the Comte here, who is second in the order, 3 good cards. So we have to look at these cards on the table and see how are we going to manage that. Well, the first thing we can do is look for ways to get, multiples of 2 or 4 really, so we can look to get the second card high. And I can immediately see that we've got a choice here where there's a 6 and a king, and the king is the high card of these two. And you select these, you can either, to select them, you hold down the left mouse button and you can move either left to right or right to left. So if we were to do left to right to left, we would be picking the king first and the 6 second, but we don't want that because we want the king to be the second card to go to the Comte. So we are going to left click, hold left click down, and we're going to move from left to right over these 2 cards here, and the king should appear as our second card, like so. There we go. And now we have 2 more cards here. So now the Comte is going to be 4th in the order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can either we could pick up these 2 low value cards here to fill out the order, and then we'd go round again. Or we have an opportunity here to give the Comte the ace. We can do the same thing here. We've got 4 cards, so the 5 will go to the 3rd in the order. 8 will go to the last in the order. We would get the 2 and the Comte would get the ace. So we're going to hold down the left mouse button again, and we're going to go from left to right across this stack. So again, we're left with the 2 more in the order. We've got the Comte is going to be the 4th, and again we've got a 4, an 8, a 10 and a king. And if you notice these cards are upside down, so if we hold down the left mouse button and just move along the order in this direction, like so, we filled up his hand with high cards, king, ace, king, and we've got 2 more to do, and we want 2 low value cards ideally, and these 2 here will serve us just fine. And so we've successfully done a full harvest of the deck. Now comes the next stage. So we need to do a shuffle. Oh, sorry, a shuffle. So we hold down the left mouse button and drop it. Then we're going to in-jog our cards so we know exactly where they are. So we hold down the left mouse button and move from left to right while holding it down. So we've in-jogged the order, and now all we need to do is hold down the left mouse button and drag it down twice more just to finish this shuffle. There we go. So the Comte knows where he has to cut the deck because of the card we in-jogged. So we've cut the deck now, we know where the cards are, we've already stacked them in the right order, and he gets the 3 high cards that we stacked. That was just a quick one, so we're going to retry again and just see if we can work it in a different way, because now the Comte is last in the order. So we need to find a 4th card in the order. And what we could do, we could perhaps do these 3 low cards here. Doesn't matter which way around we do them, either works. Now it's the Comte's card next, so I can already see there's an ace here as the first card. So if we drag those 2, he gets the ace. And now we need the Comte to have the 3rd card as the high card. So there's a few options here, in fact. We could do this row from right to left. We could do this row from right to left, or we could do this row from left to right. But let's do this one from right to left there. Great. So now the Comte is once again 4th in the order, so we need the high card to be 4th. This one is a little trickier to pull off with the cards we've got, but we've got this low one here we can do. So now we need the 3rd card to be high, and we can either do the jack or the king. So let's do the king as the higher value. So we hold down the left mouse button, and we're going to move from left to right over these cards. And then we can see the Comte gets the high card, the ace, the queen, and the king. So once again, we're going to hold down the left mouse button and drag down to do a shuffle. We're going to hold down the left mouse button and move from left to right to in-jog the card. And then we just finish off the shuffle in the same way, drag down with the left mouse button held down. The Comte knows where to cut the deck. And that should have worked. Perfect, once again. So that's how you carry out the full harvest. It's something that's relatively easy to do, but remember, when you're playing the real game, you do have a time limit to do it against, so you want to make sure you can do it as quickly as possible. So it's if you're at this stage in the game, it's worth doing the practice a few times, just to make sure you got the hang of it, and yeah, got it down ready to do against a time limit. So thanks very much for joining me for this quick how-to video for learning the full harvest technique in Card Shark, and I hope you'll return again for where we learn more techniques for cheating at cards in 18th century France. Thanks very much, and see you next time.